Welcome back to a fresh episode of Missin Curfew. Updogg All Star Weekend content continues, fella.
Sure does. What a guest, by the way.
Josh Morrissey. He has my vote right now for the Norris Trophy.
He does, huh?
Just because he's got the Winnipeg Jets in a playoff spot, plays against the top lines, he plays power play, he's got a point a game. I know what Carlson's doing. What he's doing is absolutely off the chart. But me, as an old rugged stay-at-homer, still got to play D. And to me, Josh Morrissey has my vote, even though I don't have a vote.
Yeah, it's a good call. I'll tell you why I like him. I like him because I've seen this kid come in the league. I've seen him be a good young player that was a third, fourth guy, played a little bit of power play. Now I'm watching a kid who is putting a team on his back. And the Winnipeg Jets, start of the year, you could have counted these guys out. Everyone doubting their dressing room. Everyone doubting, changing coaching staff. So many just noise going on around the room. What he's been able to do is settle things down, almost like the way he plays. He reminds me of Kimmo Timonen, the way he skates around, nice. The way he passes the puck. And then getting a chance to chat with him here, I think the fans are going to love this. He loves the Cannadips. He's texted me before. He's wanted to get the Cannadips in Canada. So happy he's chewing on those puppies. But I just like his demeanor. Good, Western Leaguer, TSC guy, which is, what Jerry Johansson.
Sports Corp, baby.
But I love this kid. It was great chatting with him. Like you just said, he's got a lot of people's vote for the Norris.
Good
year.
Hair too, I thought.
Good
First
flow.
thing I thought, good hair.
Not bad tan, even for being in Winnipeg.
Loves Rick Bowness. We had, as you'll see here in the interview comes up, Bonesy's names come up a lot. Loves them. And one thing I noticed from the interview too is he talks about their dressing room, how they're getting along. Great kid, great flow. Josh Morrissey coming at you from the Rock Bar in Fort Lauderdale.
Updogg All-Star festivities have begun here. Your old stomping ground right here.
Oh, God.
And
the things I used to do back here.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him for a couple nights. But Josh Morrissey from the Winnipeg Jets. Mo, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Of course. Good to be here, guys.
How's the tan going?
Not so good. I haven't seen the sun in a while, so trying to get a little one this week, though.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the first guy to come down to Fort Lauderdale for an extended period of time in the hockey season and get burnt.
Yeah. No, I think that's happened every year in my career, so wouldn't be anything new today.
Fair-skinned Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you got some family in from Calgary?
Yeah, I got some family, a couple close friends. So, yeah, it's a good crew. Just try to soak it in with them and enjoy it.
How pumped are they? Usually All-Star breaks, you're scooting off to probably Cabo or something with your teammates, and now they're all getting a chance to come watch at the All-Star game.
Yeah, honestly, now that you mention it, when I said it to them, they were pretty quick to answer, and they were all in. So, I mean, being here helps too. But it's a good crew.
How many flights did you have to buy?
I had a few, and then we had some canceled through Dallas. So it was a bit of a gong show yesterday. Some late arrivals, but everyone's here now, so we're all good to go.
So this is your first one, right, Mo?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how did you find out? Did Bonesy come in and tell you, or what was the experience for a guy first time? And boom, South Florida, here I come.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just that. Bones called me in, and I kind of, you know how it is. You're not really sure what's going on. We've had a good year, so more meetings are good than bad. But he just kind of, basically sat me down and let me know. And I wasn't really expecting it. Some of the guys were kind of suggesting, hey, don't book anything this All-Star bye week. You might be going to the game. So once he told me, it was just pretty cool. Especially 7 years in, sort of first game. You think about the ups and downs a little bit too, and so that was cool. It was a cool moment.
Talk about your game a little bit, because you've always been a legit NHL, not the defenseman. But what did you do this offseason, or what just clicked that you're Norris candidate kind of year right now for the Jets?
I think just number of things. I mean, try to work hard on my game all the time in the offseason, and felt like I had a really good one last year, but so much of that's just opportunity, and I think the style Bones brought in really, I guess, gets the most out of my style of game, and really wants to deactive. And outside of that, we've got a lot of good players, and we kind of feel we have something to prove this year after last season. So, all those things kind of help me out individually for sure, right?
Yeah, Mo, I want to ask you about that, because it's like, we all know, teams have windows, right? And I'll be honest with you, Mo, I thought maybe the Jets had missed their window, and Bonesy comes in, and you guys took away the C. But talk about how your rooms come together, because it seems when I watch you guys play or social media stuff that you guys are having fun. And winning helps, obviously.
100%, but we are having fun. Last year was tough. I think it we just kind of felt like we couldn't get our feet off the ground last year. You know, everything just, we'd get a little momentum.
I know that feeling, Mo. I know that feeling.
God, some days it's just so hard to pick this foot up.
Are these feet moving or what's going on over here?
Yeah, no, I feel you. So I think at the end of the day, we just had a kind of reset in the off season. You know, you never know with management. There's a lot of rumors and stuff like that flying around the media that changes might happen, but they stuck with our group and added some key guys, and I think Bones coming in just sort of pulled it all together, and we had some real great conversations as a group too this off season about, you know, everyone's saying all this stuff about us. We're not a close group and we have, you know, problems and all that, when we felt completely opposite. We are a tight group, and so I think we're a little, like I said before, we have a little something to prove, and again, Bones coming in just kind of ties it all together and has brought us together and has us excited and enjoying playing. I mean, you guys know he's a great communicator, so I think that's been sort of the story for us, and you know, we want to keep pushing and you know, see what we can do this year.
Yeah. And just on Bonesy real quick, you joked about, you know, he called you in your office, Mo. I got called in a lot. I knew it wasn't for the All-Star game, but like, even when I wasn't playing, looking back, I was 25, 26. Bonesy would pull me aside and tell me why I wasn't playing. As my career went on, that didn't happen, right? Healthy scratch, didn't say a word. So his communication skills, and, you know, after my career was over, I texted him. I said, hey, Bonesy, like, I don't think I said thank you enough for taking the time and telling me why I'm not playing and what you need to work on, and the energy he brings to the rink, right? Like, even when you're having a bad day, Bonesy can lift you up. And is that how he is as a head coach, too? Because I just had him as assistant.
100%. Yeah. I think everyone would say that. I mean, he came in and kind of said, listen, I'm going to push you guys, and I don't really care who it is. I want, you know, our guys on the ice to look a certain way when we don't have the puck and in certain areas of the ice, and he's held us accountable. And but you're right, the energy he brings, I mean, we were talking the other day, I think he's got over 2,600 games worked on the bench as an assistant or head coach, which is crazy. Yeah. And, you know, he's got the most energy on the bench, most energy in practice. I mean, you're kind of sitting there with a coffee in the morning. He's like, hey, Mo, how we doing?
Exactly.
And it's just
That's exactly how
it's
he
just
is.
awesome. Like, it just brings that energy right up, and you know, you want to play for him. So it's been fun.
He'd be like, morning, Obes, how you doing? I'm like, a little hungover, Bonesy, how you doing, buddy?
Same. Yeah, I had him in Dallas, and in Dallas as an assistant coach, he's the ultimate compliment to an older team, like you just said, who there might be noise around the room as, you know, do we need to shake things up? He's kind of came in, and your message is clear. It's like, guys, I have a game plan. You know, it's worked before in the past. I've seen this before. I want you guys to have fun. What it looks like is you're having fun.
Yeah.
That arena you guys play in, man, it was so hard to go in there and try to steal points from you guys. The fans, they're back on, you know, you guys you're playing offense, you're scoring goals, you're kicking teams' asses most nights. How much fun is it to play in those games again?
Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, just like you said, like when we have had good teams, you know, in the past, and here we went to the conference finals and stuff, like, you know, we've been an aggressive group. And I think we kind of got away from that. So Bones' things this year really have been commitment to defense, be aggressive all over the ice. If you're going to make a mistake, do it being aggressive, and, you know, treat each other like a family. Like he always just references, we're a family here, and you know, that's trainers, players, staff, and the guys have bought in. But it makes it fun, right? Like when you're playing aggressive, that rink gets rocking, and
oh man,
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
it gets buzzing. I've had some nights in there where I was like, holy Christ, what's going on here?
Half off the chili chicken at Cactus Club after the boys win, huh?
Oh, I miss the Earls in Winnipeg, Mo. I'm not going to lie. I talk about it quite often on Missin Curfew. I used to go in there after practice and just hunker down right at the Earls. But we talk about style a lot, and Bonesy's got some nice suits on the back of the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Are the boys noticing that Bonesy's looking fresh every night or what?
Yeah, no, he is. He's looking good. I saw some new dress shoes recently too. Like he's got it. He's, you know, 2,600 games, but you can tell he loves it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what you can't help but love that. So
Hair's still looking good. I say Bonesy hair's still looking good,
Yeah.
old and strong up there.
Yeah.
But Mo Updogg, I was just writing this down about your fans. Like, we talked about all the stuff you're building as a culture in your room, and now you can piggyback on those fans. Like, you can make that place a hard place to play. Is that something you boys talk about, or is that just given?
100%. You know, good starts at home especially, and just trying to make it a place that, you know, with what we're trying to be is an aggressive team that's all over you all the time and doesn't give you any time and space. And, you know, as a fan, I think that's exciting to watch too. So when we're doing that, it's, you know, it gets the fans engaged, gets our team going, and we kind of build off that momentum. You know, the comeback in the third just a few days ago, kind of perfect example of that. Like, boys get fired up, crowd gets going, and, you know, playing in road rinks like that, when you just feel the team's building off the crowd's noise and momentum, it's tough to play in. So that's what we want to make it for sure.
Yeah, I got to thank you for that, by the way. Obviously, our biggest sponsor is DraftKings, and I don't know, Mo, when you retire, you might find a niche. Mine is now gambling on hockey, and I took you boys at home against the Flyers. I said they're going to smoke the Flyers, and whatever. We all 4-0. So I'm like, there's no way the Jets are losing before the break, and you guys were all over them, and Binner was kicking, and you went in. And by the way, your Selly was sick. But sick Selly kind of pointed to the crowd. I was like, he's getting the boys fired up. So thanks, Mo. You saved me a G note there, fella.
And when you start scoring like he has this year, you get to work on your celebration.
Yeah, you get a little more practice.
Totally.
You know what? I wanted to ask you, Mo, because you're obviously great offensively, and listen, I'm an old school fucking D man, but I like your game rounded. I like how the way you play defense. I like that you play against top lines. Like, do you take pride in obviously the offensive side of the puck, but still that defense is the first thing and the most important thing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always wanted to be all-around defenseman, and really through the first 3 or 4 years of my career, I didn't see any power play time, with the guys we had back there, and I probably wouldn't have been in the NHL if I was just trying to play offense. I had to play D and PK and some defensive minutes, so I think that really helped grow my game and kind of learn that side of things. But yeah, I mean, Bones talks to me about it all the time. With the increased offense and kind of let me go a little bit more this year. He's on me every day for D, and to not sacrifice any of that for offense. So that's why I'm still working on it. But and the balance, but it's been good.
Has there been a guy you played with in your 7-year career that you've kind of followed your game after, like the way he carries himself? You've had guys, and I often refer. I've always thought Alexander Steen was a guy that I love to kind of model my game after, and how he carries himself. And then Stasny was a guy too that came in and was great in your room. Was there a guy like when you were a younger D-man and now, kids are looking up to you, but is there someone that you kind of implemented your game after?
Yeah, that I played with. I mean, I had a bunch of guys I could learn from. I mean, I'm not 6'5", 2 whatever like Buff. But,
I just wrote down Big Buff because did you see the thing on social media that came out the last couple of days of Buff like just hitting guys back in the day?
It's crazy.
I mean, just yard sale these guys.
None of those guys were us.
Just
yard
me
sale.
anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, Buff, Mizey, Trubes, Toby Enstrom, Mark Stewart. These are some of the guys that were there my first year, right? And Benny Sherratt. So kind of all different than me, but you kind of learn a little bit from each guy. We just had a great group of guys back there, and especially as a young guy, you feel insulated with those guys. You have a tough shift or whatever. These veteran guys there to kind of tap you on the shin pads or make you laugh in Buff's case or whatever it was, right? So it was a good group, and try to take some from all those guys a little bit.
I actually text Big Buff after I saw the stuff on social media, and I asked Boley, we played golf with Dave Bolin yesterday. I'm like, where's Big Buff? He's like, he's just hiding out in Mini. But in Vancouver, when we played, Hawks and Canucks were our biggest rivalry, right? And one night I remember we were coming out of the roller, and it's being Big Buff, and these Canuck fans are like, no, not Bufflin. I'm like, he's a good guy, guys. All right, playoffs don't start for a couple months. We're just going for a couple cocktails.
That's how ruthless the fans are.
Talk about how good he was, though, and obviously like a forward to D, and then finding his way. Like, he was impressive, and how big he was, how good he could skate.
I mean,
like, fuck.
He was unbelievable. Like, I think when he was on his best game, he was as dominant as anyone in the league. The physicality, the size, but his hands, his skill was just incredible. It was like he was playing on an outdoor rink, and he could just toe drag guys and come down the wall. And his anticipation of the game was so good too. Like, he'd just read it, pick off a pass, go in and beat 2 guys, drive the net and score. And it was like, that might have been one of the sickest goals I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then 2 shifts later, blow up the biggest guy on the other team and
crazy.
Grab 2 guys and pull them down. But his skating too, for a guy that size, I mean, his gliding was so good. He glided so well, and Buff was. I don't think there's ever been a player. I don't know if there ever will be another player like him in the league.
Yeah.
Well, you should have seen him in junior, boys. Yeah. It was nuts. We're like, who is this guy, and why has he got hockey skates on going around hitting everyone like this?
And the thing is, me and Buff, we had the same body type, right? So as the season would go on, I would look at him and I'd be going, hey, you look a little fatter, and you look at me a little fatter, and I would get slower, and I would look at him, I'm like, he's not slowing down any. It's just, he was such a natural.
And he had fun when he was like doing it with a smile on his face. It was like, oh God, here we go again. Yeah. Some guys get mean. He was doing it when he was like laughing and stuff. And you're like, God, he's kicking the shit out of us, and he's like having fun doing it.
I mean, when he was playing forward against us, I mean, he would just go right to the blue paint in front of Luongo and just cause complete havoc. I'm trying to cross-check him. There's no movement on him. And like you said, those soft hands in front of the net. But I want to ask you about another guy, Adam Lowry, on your team, a guy that I absolutely love, and I think come playoff time, you'll probably agree, is going to be a guy that you guys lean on. But you guys as a team have that size, too, that you can play an old-school game.
Yeah, Lows is, I've played with him my whole career as well, and I think what he does out there is, pretty underappreciated probably around the league. As you said, 6'5" center and super responsible defensively, physical. He'll fight the toughest guys if he needs to. PK, whatever, just a team first guy, and certainly a guy that, as you said, when you get to playoff time or big games, he's a gamer and a guy that as a D-man, you know how it is, low center. He's the low center. That's
a dream,
awesome
isn't it? Isn't that a dream?
Yeah, for sure.
God, it's nice when you see the low center.
Yeah,
there you go, buddy. You take that. You take that. You take that.
Makes my job easier for sure.
Obie would love it in summer skates in Newport Beach when I'd come low and I'd be just stick tapping. He's like, God, Updogg, that just gets me hard. That gets me hard. That gives me a chubby Updogg.
Yeah, hit the middle. That's all.
Updogg always loves the touches too. I always get my touches in the Updogg too. So when we do the summer skates, I'm like, let's get a couple touches.
So our fans probably don't know this, but you rented a place in Orange County one year. We skated together at the new, the great park in Newport Beach. What brought you down to Newport? And how's the golf game? Should we take you out, maybe tee it up with you at Big Canyon?
Game's not bad. I think finished last summer 4 or 5 handicaps.
All right. I got a stick.
Yeah,
nice.
I can get it around, but I'll probably inflate that a little when I come down.
I'll give you 2 aside, bud.
You gotta give me 4 more.
Yeah, you know what? Just kind of didn't really have anything set up anywhere. The off season was kind of, we didn't really have a home base, and got some good friends down there, comrades and a couple other guys. So just figured I'd come and spend July in sunny California, and it was awesome. It was a great month, and maybe I have to do that again if I can get out to Big Canyon.
Did you stay at Bill's place?
I've been there many times.
Did you get lost in there?
Yeah, but just the greatest people, greatest family. Was on a golf trip last summer with Billy and all his buddies and Eric. So great people, in every aspect of life.
Great people.
Eric could be the nicest kid I ever met. When he made the league finally, I was just so happy for him because how hard he worked. And he was playing great at the start of the year for Buff, and then obviously got a little dinged up. But his work ethic, I'm like, this kid's
He'll get another shot. He'll get another shot. He played so good to start off. Buffalo was riding him. He's a good kid.
Did you play with Chase DeLeo in Manitoba at all?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, with Dells. So I see Dells down there a little bit too. And
how often do you have his shirt off?
Dells, man.
It was just any opportunity
you get.
Yeah, he was. I think he's like permanentely flexing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He would come in and show me something. I'm like, what do you got going on over there? He's like, I'm like, fuck, buddy. Nice.
That's the new NHL for you, right? The new AHL.
Yeah, and then he'd be riding his bike with his shirt off. I'm like, put your shirt back on, all right? Put your shirt back on, fella. But
that guy could skate like the wind.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy, you know this too. Yeah. But like, on paper, or not on paper, that's not the right word, but every skill, worked his bag off. Skills fast, but just couldn't find his way, right? Like, it's just, I feel bad for him because he wanted it so bad.
Yeah, I think it's a tough league, and obviously, like, sometimes it's so situational opportunity, and you got to be in the right place at the right time too. But totally. That's how it goes.
What do they got you doing here for skills comp tonight?
Hardest shot today, so
lean on her.
I'm gonna have a big meal here, and maybe drink a Guinness or two.
You could probably have a few Guinnesses and get in there.
Yeah.
I'd say the more you drink, probably the harder shot is.
That's what I'm thinking.
I would say the worst one obviously is the fastest skater, right? I mean, that's the one if you get you're just like, let's just let McDavid win. Although, did Larks win it last year?
No, it was Kyrou. Kyrou buzzed around.
That's right.
I mean, McDavid. I think McDavid's not doing it this year because he's like
he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. I mean,
he shouldn't. But
I
one
think
guy's gonna blow a wheel. I would blow a wheel out there if I had to do that.
I think if you're in his 8th game or something like that, it's probably a little easier to pick and choose.
He's like, I want to do that Chipotle pitch and putt thing that they're doing. He's like, I'm going to do my work on my short game here, the off.
Yeah, no. First thing I said to the player services guy for our team, I'm like, just don't get me in the hardest skater. And I'm like, I know I don't have a say in that, especially as a first-time guy, but so I was happy to see the hardest shot, but who knows how that'll go.
Yeah, Mo, we were joking the other day about guys that came in the All-Star game late. I was like, do you think they asked Nylander? And he's like, fuck, I'm already going to the Bahamas. I'm good. Like, did you have a backup plan to this? Like, did you have something on the books if you didn't get in that you were going to head to? Or what was your thoughts if you didn't make it?
Yeah, I mean, our break's so long this year. I think it's like over 10 days.
Good
so,
for you.
That's too long.
Yeah, that's what the guys are saying. So
You're just seeing it on the back end of how hard it's going to
I'd
be to
come
get
back,
back.
Mo. You'd be like, "Oh, what happened to you?" I'd be like, "I don't know, Mo. Give me 2 weeks, but I'll be back in shape. Don't worry, give me 2 weeks."
So I was thinking probably Mexico, maybe that Punamita down there.
Yeah, it's
I
nice
haven't been, but
Yeah.
heard really good things. So a couple guys were thinking of going down there.
How's the experience been so far, like with all the media stuff, and obviously coming down here is sick for you? But how is it? What do you expected, or how's it been for as a first All-Star? I can't even imagine being an All-Star. So
Yeah, it's just super. You kind of pinch yourself a little bit in
Yeah.
some situations. The media day yesterday was crazy, but yeah, just super cool. You're walking by some guys that either were my idols when I was a kid, or guys I've known, and now it's kind of crazy. We're both in the game, but yeah, for me, I'm just trying to take it in first time, and experience so far has been great. And like you said, to be here, get some vitamin D that I definitely need.
yeah.
It's all good. So
Speaking about golf, Mo, like you talk about guys like our boy Max Homa makes the President's Cup team, and then now he's top 10, top 5 in the world. Like, you're already a Norris candidate, but like coming here and rubbing shoulders with these guys come playoff time, is that going to help you at all? Like, is that like, all right, whatever, I was an All-Star with these guys. This guy doesn't intimidate me, or you know what I'm saying, a little bit?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously we'll see how that goes, but I think, just kind of being in that environment and kind of being around the guys for the first time, I haven't really been, at the media tours or things like that with a bunch of the guys. So to sort of rub shoulders with, Eric Carlson or some of these guys have been
You might
doing
have to
it
rip
for
a biscuit off Carlson's ankle or something. Eh?
Yeah, he's
Hey,
playing
Carlson, I'm
unreal.
going to catch you here and everything.
Yeah, so just to see around those guys and kind of feel comfortable a little bit, I think that could be helpful for sure.
I'd go the other way with Carlson. Like, hey, buddy, it's okay to play in your own end every now and then. Hey, you got to play D a little bit. But, anyways, Mo, thanks, buddy. Thanks for your support to the podcast. We appreciate you taking the time, buddy. Tell Bonesy the Updogg and Obe said what up. And
we brought you some Cannadips
Yeah,
before we send you off.
And we're going to send you some swag. Our UPS guy dropped the ball on us, but we'll send you some nice Missin Curfew swag
Appreciate
too.
it, guys.
So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
buddy.
having me.
Thank you very much.
My man.